would like to introduce myself. I am Mira, as the program director for this program. I can now please to my
Halo, nama saya Lia dan dalam ini saya akan bantu diorang share kembali
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. Selamat datang. So for the interview questions, I already shared the PDF document with you earlier, and now I just gave you the content for the online interview. So the interview will be because of a few key areas like UPC background and operations, and your experience managing the coastal center, and also the insight which related to the teamwork or student representation. That's why I was like, yeah, kenapa tak buka slide awal? Sebab tadi yang chief Untuk sesi utama pada hari ini, kita sangat bertuah kerana dapat menjemput penceramah yang
Okey, saya dalam bidang runner ni memang dah almost daripada semester 1 and sampai sekarang lah. Since sem 1 and sampai sekarang. Memang I buat runner je. Which mean boleh dikirakan macam side income lah untuk I gain my more like kan even I dah dapat PTPTN kan, tapi macam ada je a bunch of things yang I nak beli juga. So dengan I buat runner, since UJM pun boleh dikira banyak jugalah permintaan dia. So macam even buka pun memang mostly ada lah. Mostly ada macam tak possible lah untuk jadi kosong. So dia possible jadi macam paling kurang pun satu je. Nampak gaya depends on timing. So apa yang I nampak around within the peak and not peak timing, which is masa kalau exam dia dikira macam peak timing lah. Sebab masa tu memang student pun busy. And diorang pun mostly memang nak runner datang kat bilik diorang. Bukan datang kat bilik pun, cuma diorang just tak nak keluar lah. So what else lagi? So other than that, experiencing saya buat ni pun dalam harga pun secara awal ni nak bagi orang kenal memang dalam saya bagi harga RM2 lah at starting point. And from now on I pun dah macam mahir dengan jalan-jalan kat UUM ni, dah tahu selok-selok. So dengan dah tahu tempat ni pun I ada jugalah macam tambah harga daripada RM2 naik RM2.5. So sebab macam permintaan pun banyak, So demand pun naik. So I think macam better lah letak harga tinggi sikit. So what else?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, lagi me to check.
Untuk sesi utama pada hari ini, kita sangat bertuah kerana dapat menjemput penceramah yang berpengalaman dalam bidang ini. Jadi, moderator kita, iaitu saudari Diana Syarudin, akan mengendalikan sesi perkongsian ini bersama dengan penceramah jemputan, iaitu Encik Faris selaku moderator UPC Tradewin, di mana beliau akan berkongsikan tentang pengalaman dan pendapat beliau tentang perniagaan runner. Jadi tanpa melengahkan masa, majlis dengan sukacitanya menjemput saudari Diana untuk memulakan sesi perkongsian. Ibu silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan very good evening to everyone. Okay. Terima kasih kepada pengacara majlis atas pengenalan sebentar tadi. Saya Diana Syarudin selaku moderator bagi sesi perkongsian kita pada hari ini. Sebelum kita mulakan, izinkan saya berkongsi sedikit tentang matlamat webinar ini. From Errands to Earning bertujuan untuk memberi inspirasi kepada pelajar UUM agar dapat menukar tugasan ringkas di kampus seperti penghantaran, makanan atau bungkusan kepada sumber pendapatan yang konsisten dan realistik, khususnya sebagai pelajar. Melalui perkongsian ini, kita harap kita semua dapat memperoleh pengalaman sebenar dan mempraktikkan tip-tips yang diberikan serta pengajaran penting yang boleh membantu anda meneroka secara kreatif untuk menjana pendapatan di kampus. Untuk sesi perkongsian, kita amat bertuah kerana kita bersama seorang usahawan yang berpengalaman tinggi dalam bidang perkhidmatan penghantaran. Beliau ialah Encik Faris selaku pemilik perniagaan UPC yang akan berkongsi perjalanannya, pengalaman dan serta pandangan beliau tentang membina sumber pendapatan melalui perkhidmatan runner ini. Terima kasih Encik Faris kerana sudi meluangkan masa bersama kami hari ini. Sebelum
Faris merupakan lepasan alumni UUM pada tahun 2018 dan 2020. Sebelum ni pernah berkhidmat di syarikat Jepun dan jawatan takhir, pernah berkhidmat sebagai pegawai takbir universiti sebelum saya terlibat secara langsung tentang UPC ni pada tahun 2021. Okey, untuk berbalik tentang soalan, itu macam mana orang kata side job lah untuk menjana pendapatan ni. Saya dapat kongsikan sedikit lah tentang UPC. Bermula saya start ambil alih. Saya menggaji student daripada UM sendiri bagi part time dan juga buat runner tekan lebih kurang yang pernah part time dekat UPC ni lebih kurang 500 orang pelajar.
Oh, ramai.
Dan untuk runner kita dah setahun setengah dah kita tak buka runner secara official lah. Cuma sekarang ni memang ada runner yang memang buat dalam grup inasis masing-masing. Tapi tu 2021 ke 2023 memang ada yang kita sebab dia aktif dalam grup inasis, pendapatan dia tu sampai mampu untuk dia beli sebuah laptop untuk support kehidupan dia. Dapat tu banyak jugalah sebab dia pun memang aktif. Dan untuk part time ni pun semuanya walaupun tak banyak, tapi semuanya dia punya pendapatan tu bila dia bekerja dekat UPC dapat support lah dia punya kehidupan seharian. Dan kalau ditanya luar skop UPC untuk kerja side job ni, pekerjaan gig memang penting lah dengan keadaan kehidupan ekonomi sekarang ni yang macam mana pun memang.
Siapa yang pernah berkhidmat dalam run dia? Tak kira lah dia ada apa tu, tak kira lah mungkin mana-mana, maksudnya tak kira lah siapa yang korang pernah buat. Boleh share tak? Kalau pernah boleh chat dalam chat box ataupun angkat tangan ke kita nak tahu kat sini berapa ramai yang pernah buat runway service dari segi makanan ke, barang ke, parcel lain. Oh, awak pernah buat servis apa?
Masa saya dekat Terengganu. Tak apa kan kalau cerita dekat luar Terengganu?
Tak apa, tak sebentar kita boleh Faris mandu dekat sudah. Pernah pasal okay. Tak apa, nanti kita boleh awak teks je. Nanti saya akan akan bacakan. Okay?
Di kalang rambut sikit.
Ya, betul-betul.
Nak kena sesuaikan masa tu.
100 order tu banyak tu. Faris nak kena siapkan dan nak kena hantar tu.
Sebelum kita punya dekat EPC 2021 sehingga 2023 memang kita ada runner yang official lah, yang mana memang ada high demand. Salah satu sebab oleh PKP tahun 2021 tu PKP, dan permintaan tu tinggi lah time tu. Cuma sekarang ni kita dah longgarkan, kita bagi student yang tak daftar dengan UPC pun buat runner juga. Sebab macam dulu pun kita ambil student buat runner tu 100% charge runner tu memang student yang dapat. Kita just nak bantu student untuk dapatkan income dalam masa yang sama. Nak sesuaikan dengan permintaan pada student yang tak sempat lah nak datang ke UPC. Macam tu lah dari segi UPC tu sendiri.
Faham. Kiranya macam overall cabaran mereka adalah tentang masa yang diperlukan untuk bila mereka mahu hantar dengan kadang hari-hari lain demand tu tak ada hari ada tiba-tiba banyak. So kita ke soalan seterusnya. Jadi kami ingin peringatkan kepada para peserta di dalam, sekiranya anda ada soalan yang ingin diajukan kepada Encik Faris, sila nyatakan di ruangan chat box dan kita akan bacakan soalan tersebut kemudiannya. Okey, jadi kita terus pada soalan yang ketiga. Saya ingin bertanya kepada Encik Faris. Okey, melihat kembali perjalanan Encik Faris menubuhkan UPC ni kan, apakah kesilapan yang Encik Faris pernah lakukan dan apakah pengajaran kepadanya kepada Encik Faris yang ingin menasihatkan kepada para pelajar supaya mereka ni boleh berjaya dalam servis, dalam handle satu servis, services untuk menjalankan servis perkhidmatan. Encik Faris boleh dapat tak soalan saya?
Boleh dapat.
Boleh. Terima kasih.
Okey, saya cerita sikit tentang UPC. Pada 2018 ada orang kata rungutan lah daripada staff INASIS. Waktu tu INASIS masih lagi dikenali sebagai Dewan Penginapan Pelajar ataupun dalam ringkasannya DPP, yang mana ketika tu Lazada, Zalora dan Shopee baru saja timbul. Barang dah start banyak dekat setiap INASIS. Ketika tu barang memang akan sampai dekat INASIS masing-masing. Cuma yang menjadi masalah apabila barang yang direkodkan di Inasis tu selalu hilang dan staf Inasis terpaksa pula nak menggantikan barang tersebut. Dan juga staf Inasis tugasan harian dia terganggu apabila barang parcel masuk dekat Inasis, dia terpaksa tinggal kerja lain lah. Dia nak kena record supaya barang tak hilang. Dan dah makan ruang dekat pejabat Inasis sebab berbagai-bagai barang dan ada yang tak ambil. So daripada rungutan tu wujudlah satu kertas cadangan kepengurusan UUM yang mana pengurusan UUM mempertimbangkan untuk mewujudkan satu pusat yang dikenali sebagai pusat bungkusan UUM ataupun dalam bahasa Inggerisnya UUM Parcel Center. Dan secara rasminya dirasmikan pada 2019 kalau tak salah saya lah, bulan Februari. Pada ketika tu UUM Parcel Center ni dikenalikan oleh UUM sendiri, tetapi masalah dari segi manpower, teknologi, extra cost dan tiada pengalaman dalam bidang pengurusan parcel center. Jadi UUM menswastakan jabatan ni kepada pihak luar. Dan adalah beberapa syarikat yang cuba masuklah dalam UUM, dan syarikat yang pertama tu bukanlah syarikat saya sendiri. Saya start ambil alih pada 2021. Pada ketika tu saya ambil alih UUM Parcel Center dalam keadaan yang dikenalikan secara manual lah.
Hi, my name is Erina. After I attending your webinar, I decided to work as a runner. Through this experience, I was able to apply the knowledge shared during the session into the real practice. Working as a runner helped me understand how the gig work in the logistics sector operates. I have learned how to manage my time, communicate with the customer, and handle responsibilities independently. This experience showed that the project did not only provide knowledge but also create real opportunities for students. It also has increased my confidence and awareness of the gig work as a source of income.
Hi, I'm Aina, a semester 3 student. I recently became a new runner after joining the webinar. So, this is what I delivered.
Hi, I'm Zarina. I have become a new runner after.
Ini adalah hamper untuk Encik Farid dan juga DPC Tradeway sebab telah membantu.
Hi, my name is Nur Amir Rauda. My matrix number is 307856 and I am here as the program director for our webinar from Errands to Earnings. So one of the biggest challenge that I have faced as a program director myself was when our first initial idea was rejected by Dr. Izzatul Husna. And at that time it felt very discouraging because we already invested a lot of our time and also ideas for the first program, the first idea, the first idea. But instead of giving up, we actually took this as a learning opportunity. We gathered as a team of 9 and discussed what could be improved and searched for another direction, which led us to eventually contacting UPC and also Encik Faris himself, which very grateful that finally Doctor approved of our idea, because this redirection has led us to have an idea which is more suitable and also impactful. Through the open discussion and brainstorming, we successfully developed new concept that was clearer, stronger, and also better for all. And for the solution to overcome the challenge was teamwork and adaptability. As a program director, I learned that leadership is not only about doing everything alone, but about delegating the task efficiently throughout the team members. So under me, I had another eight people, which I'm very grateful to have the chance to work with them, because they are very helpful, bright, and also very functional. They are good with their responsibilities, and having trust one another led us to becoming a very good team that communicate well. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to become the program director and to lead this team, because this experience has taught me resilience, communication, and also the importance of collaborating with one another. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Nisha Faradin Binti Sharudin. As a Vice Program Director of this program, I would like to share with you all what challenge that we face throughout the planning the program, meetings, and we need to communicate with speakers and manage the publicity to ensure the smooth running of this webinar. At certain points, time constraints occurs many delays in many decision making that we need to make, so that puts us into a pressure in the team. So this challenge directly affected us as students, that we have our priorities in our academy that we cannot be compromised. So to address this issue, our solution is having an effective teamwork by delegate a clear task every each person. So we divide responsibility based on their strength and availability, and we also set the realistic deadlines and rely on the consistent communication through online and also physical. So by trusting each other, working together, we are able to reduce individual workload and stay organized even we are busy. So this experience taught and my team, we need to have a proper planning, communication, and teamwork as well. Then students can capable to managing both academic and responsibility, and that's impactful. Program will successfully run. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jolie Yang and my metric number is 304269. In this video, I would like to talk about the challenges I faced and the solutions. The challenges was time management. This was because we need to have several meetings before the webinar to prepare our project. However, since there were 9 people in one group, and it was sometimes very difficult to find good time when everyone was free. For example, some meetings for this subject already clashed my other assignment presentations. So because of this, I missed some important information. The solutions was better and early communication. I realized that I shouldn't have the mindset that like missing one our meeting was okay, still okay, just because the group was large. This kind of attitude shouldn't exist. Fortunately, after each meeting, it was very kind of them, my teammate, because they were very helpful. They summarized what was discussed and send it to the group chat. This helped everyone receive the same information and not be like left out or missing something. I also personally have messaged my teammate, groupmate to make sure everyone had the same understanding. With better communication, the activity could run more smoothly. Thank you.
One of the main challenges I faced during this project was receiving video recording and presentation part from the some group members led. Since I was responsible for compiling and editing the final video, delay in receiving materials affected my editing schedule. I had to wait for the remaining video before I could complete the editing, which made the process longer and more challenging. To solve this issue, I communicate clearly with my group members by setting a specific deadline and reminding them of the importance of submitting their part on time. I also started editing the part that I had already received while waiting for the remaining video. This helped reduce time pressure and allow me to complete the final video more efficiently once all materials were submitted. From this experience, I learned the importance of time management, yearly preparation, and clear communication when working in a group project.
Hi, I'm Suijin and I serve as the AJK protocol for this project. Throughout this assignment, we faced significant hurdles in two main phases, pre-event and coordination and also event execution. The first major challenge was securing an industry partner. The process was frustrating. We reached out to several companies, but many rejected us, stating they simply didn't have time. Others were unsuitable because they didn't offer the specific gig work opportunities for our assignment required. The most critical moment occurred when a company that had initially confirmed with us suddenly cancelled at the last minute. This left us scrambling for a replacement and put the entire project timeline at risk. Second challenge was time management during the event. As AJK protocol, my duty is to ensure the event runs on time. However, during the webinar, our speaker Encik Faris was incredibly generous with his sharing. He gave a lot of detailed advice and experience, which was valuable, but it caused his section to exceed a record time in our tentative schedule. I had to figure out how to manage this and without being disrespectful to our guests. So to overcome these hurdles, we implemented two key solutions. First, for the industry partner, our solution was having a solid contingency plan. We didn't dwell on the rejection. Instead, we immediately pivoted to our backup option, UPC Tradewin. It actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. UPC was not just a replacement. They were actually a better fit for the topic of student gig work than our original choice. This taught us that having a plan B is essential in event management. Second, for the protocol challenge, our solution was strategically adaptability. I realized that strictly cutting off a VIP guest like Encik Faris would be unprofessional and we would lose valuable insights. So the solution was to adjust the time schedule in real time. Instead of sticking rigidly to the plan, we demonstrated flexibility. We communicate behind the scene to shorten the less critical transition buffers and streamline the closing ceremony. This allowed us to accommodate Encik Faris' extended sharing, which was the highlight of the event, while still keeping the overall program smooth and professional.
Hi everyone, I'm Selwyn. As the Community Outreach AJK, my main task was contacting the Director of UPC Tradewins, Encik Faris. One main challenge I faced during this project was the delayed responses from the external party due to their busy schedule. At times, it was difficult to get timely confirmation, which caused uncertainty and made planning more challenging, especially as we were working with a fixed timeline. So, to overcome this challenge, I made sure to maintain professional and respectful communication by following up politely and being flexible with their availability. At the same time, our group did not stop working while waiting for responses. We continued preparing interview questions, slides, and poster, as well as clearly divided tasks among group members so that we could move forward. As a result, once confirmation was received, we were able to finalize the remaining arrangements quickly and successfully conduct both the webinar and the online interview despite the tight schedule. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Shri. So as the community outreach KJK, my main task was preparing the interview questions for Encik Faris and handling the Google form for student feedback. So here was the bigger challenge I faced. It is what I called informational disconnect. We had students who wanted to be runners, and we also had Encik Faris who run a complex logistics center. But the problem was students often feel intimidated by the administrations. So they have questions like, how do I actually start, or is it legal? But they are too scared to ask. So if our interview just focus on boring admin stuff, the webinar would be useless to the community. So I had to figure out how to extract the right information from director to make it actually useful to students. So my solution was design the interview question as a bridge. First, I looked at the survey form to see what students care about, and then I structure the interview into 3 specific layers. So I make it the first one I make is context. I prepared questions about history of UPC and the origin of their idea. So this was to show students that this is a real business with a backstory they can learn from. And for the operation parts, I asked specifically about how daily operation workflow and how they coordinate with career companies. So this was to teach students that the technical side of the transport logistics. And for the opportunity side, I directly questions if UBC provide gig work for students and if they support student runner groups. So by designing these questions in this way, I forced the conversation to move from theory to actionable step for the student. This is how I solved the problem. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Warfatin Afrina binti Wan Abdul Rahman. My metric number is 307900 and I am an AJK media for this project. The main problem I faced during this project as an AJK media was last-minute changes and unclear information. Sometimes, the event details such as poster content, captions, or posting time were not finalized early. This caused confusion because I had already prepared the media content, but needed to edit or redesign it again in a short time. This situation was challenging because it affected time management and increased the risk of posting incorrect information. As a media team, accuracy and timing are very important, so this problem required immediate attention. To overcome this problem, I took a more proactive approach in communication. I regularly confirm details with the project leader and committee members before finalizing any media content. I also create a simple checklist that includes event details, poster information, and posting schedule to ensure everything was accurate. Additionally, I prepare backup designs so that any last-minute changes could be handled quickly. As a result, the media posting process became smoother, more organized, and reduced mistakes. This solution helped improve teamwork and overall project efficiency. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Atira Batisha binti Abdul Majid and my metric number is 305.85. So today I want to share one challenges and one solution that my team faced while conducting our webinar. One of the biggest challenges was last minute problem. Honestly, everything seemed fine at first, but close to the webinar time, things started to get messy. Some slides were sent very late. There was sudden change in the program flow and a few team members had internet or technical issues at the last minute. This made us panic a bit because we are afraid that our webinar wouldn't run smoothly. So to handle this problem, we learned that early preparation and having a backup plan are very important. After that experience, we set earlier deadline for slides and content, so we had enough time to check everything. We also prepare backup slides and make sure more than one person knew how to control the slide and host the webinar. On top of that, we joined the meeting earlier to test the mic, camera, and screen sharing. In conclusion, last-minute issues are quite common in webinar, especially when working in the team. But with better planning and backup plan, we can reduce stress and make the webinar more organized.